From the CNN Money Newsroom in New York, I'm Velshi, and this is Your Money. Starting today, I'll join you every day at this time with the most important news affecting business, the economy, and your money. Now, you probably don't need me to tell you this, but you're feeling better about the economy. The U.S. Consumer Confidence Index hit its highest level since February of 2008. Now, the Conference Board, which conducts a survey that results in the monthly Consumer Confidence Index, says that, quote, over the past few months, consumers have grown increasingly upbeat about the current and expected state of the jobs market, and this turnaround in sentiment is helping to boost confidence. That's the end of their quote. Now, for the conspiracy theorists out there who might suggest these numbers are fudged, here's how they're put together. The Conference Board surveys 5,000 households. It asks them how they feel about business and job conditions. It mixes in their income level, and it compares the data to what's been collected since the 1980s. Now, other than the improving employment situation, other things that are making people feel a little more prosperous are their investments and the value of their home. And the fact that home prices continue to rise is probably a big factor that might be boosting your confidence. We got the latest Case-Shiller index of home prices in 20 major metropolitan areas, and the news is good. Across those 20 areas, home prices were 3.6% higher at the end of September than they were a year earlier. Now, where were the price increases? Some of the biggest gains were in those areas hardest hit by the housing crisis, like Phoenix, which saw gains of 20.4%. Miami, where prices rose 7.4%. Detroit up 7.6%. San Diego, more than 4.1%. Now, the rebound is being spurred in part by those record low mortgage rates. If you've got good credit and a down payment, you can get a 30-year fixed mortgage for 3.31%. You can see 15 years for 2.63%. A drop in the number of foreclosures, as well as a move by the banks to let homeowners walk away from their homes using something called a short sale rather than foreclosing on them, is part of it. So all of that is helping consumer confidence. What's hurting it? Well, you know. I don't want to say it. It's that thing. Okay, I'll say it. It's the fiscal cliff. The latest CNN ORC poll shows that nearly a quarter of Americans fear an economic crisis if Congress doesn't act to avoid the cliff. Another 44% predict major problems if a deal isn't reached between Democrats and Republicans to pass more targeted spending cuts and reforms to entitlements like Social Security in exchange for more tax revenues. Well, it seems that some Republicans are prepared to budge a bit on the no new taxes pledge, despite ongoing and escalating threats by Grover Norquist, the founder of the pledge and the head of a group called Americans for Tax Reform. Norquist told CNN's Piers Morgan that the pledge is not a pledge of convenience. His latest target in a growing field of Republicans who say they might reconsider the promise is New York Republican Congressman Peter King.
The pledge is not for life, but everybody who signed the pledge, including Peter King, who tried to weasel out of it, shame on him, as the New York Sun said today. I hope his wife understands that commitments last a little longer than 2 years or something. But you don't tell the bank, oh, the mortgage, wasn't that a long time ago? If you make a commitment, you keep it.
Now, despite what he says, it's likely that high earners will pay higher taxes, but what sort of benefits could others lose in this trade-off? I mean, something's got to give, doesn't it? Well, one idea, get rid of the tax benefit that homeowners get by being able to deduct mortgage interest. Okay, hold on. Don't throw the remote at the TV set. I know it's a popular deduction. I know you like it, but it costs the feds $100 billion a year, and it is of dubious benefit to the federal government. The housing industry opposes getting rid of it, obviously, because it fears that home sales will collapse again just when housing is starting to make a comeback. The National Association of Realtors has spent an estimated $25 million this year to lobby lawmakers against canning it. Now, the mortgage interest deduction is one of the oldest tax breaks on the book. It's designed to encourage home ownership. These days, it tends to benefit higher-income homeowners who save on average $5,400 a year on their tax bill. Lower-income homeowners save just around $90 a year. Despite that, it's not likely to go away. There's too much political and financial capital involved. I'm just saying, it's an example of some of the tough discussions that need to be had in Washington. Well, that's what you need to know right now. I'll be back this time tomorrow with the most important 5 minutes about business and the economy. From the CNN Money Newsroom in New York, I'm Velshi with Your Money.